Chapter 5 Season 2 is going to be interesting because two of the biggest villains in Fortnite's history, Montague and Midas, are going to work together. And that is because most likely they are brothers and they're trying to recreate the Doomsday device again. Please leave a like, subscribe, and use code SMJM. In Chapter 5 Season 1, we are introduced to this faction called the Society, and it is run by this mysterious diamond-turning man called Montague. That is right, he has the power to transform his whole body and everything he touches into diamond. Does that not sound familiar to you? Yes, I'm talking about Midas. Looks like Midas and Montague both have similar powers. The only difference, Midas has the power of gold and Montague has the power of diamond. They also, for some reason, have same sort of scars on their face. Now, a lot of people are suggesting that Midas and Montague are in fact brothers. And I think this makes a lot of sense because even if you look at their names, Montague and Midas, that sounds like names of two brothers. Rumor has it that Midas and Montague both had a very tough childhood. Not only they were brothers, but also best of friends as well. They looked after each other, and since they were kids and could not get jobs, the only way they can get food is by stealing. It started with food, and as they got older, they start stealing bigger things. Things like gold, money, until that one day that changed their entire life. Everyone knew this lost treasure of Aurelia. They knew that this treasure was cursed. Because of this curse, no one dared to steal Aurelia's treasure. But Montague and Midas, being fearless and extremely greedy, they decide to steal the forbidden treasure. They sailed to this island, and when inside of this Aurelia's cave, you can see Aurelia's description: a sacred duty to protect golden treasure. Any who attempt to interfere will pass from a light to shadow. And this is the cave you have to go through to get to Aurelia's treasure. You can see Marigold doing the same thing. Montague and Midas went through the cave. They found the treasure, just as they thought that this myth was just created to keep people away from the treasure, possibly by the pirates who hid the treasures here. They hear a noise coming from the dark room, and they see Aurelia's skeleton wake up, and everything just goes black. And it just so happens at that point, Montague was holding a piece of diamond and Midas was holding a piece of gold. Both of them woke up on the same island, but the cave was missing. Just when they thought they were both safe, they find out that they are cursed. Everything Midas's touched turned into gold, and everything Montague touched turned into diamond. Slowly, this started to create a division between the brothers, and eventually both of them decide to go their own ways. We think after this, Midas joined the Imagine Order, but that did not go well because Chapter 2 has just started. We are introduced to this group called Ego. Ego was a group created by Imagine Order, and they were ordered to go check out the brand new Chapter 2 map that has just been created after the Black Hole event. There was another group called Alter. This was a group created by Midas. Midas made Chaos Agent the leader of this group. Their mission was to go against Ego. And the reason why Midas was doing this was to challenge Dr. Sloan. Midas was hoping to be the leader of the Imagine Order. The IO believed that Dr. Sloan would be the perfect leader after Sloan showing exceptional skills on science and politics. In this photo, you can see Midas in the class being taught by a very young Dr. Sloan. Despite being older and very clever, he gets overlooked by the Imagine Order and he feels betrayed. In anger, Midas leaves the Imagine Order, promising himself that he's going to create a group better and rule the Fortnite island. But in order to do this, he's gonna have to destroy the Imagine Order. Because one thing Imagine Order don't like is competition. IO wants to keep the entire Fortnite island and the people inside under their control, and the way they do this is by using the zero 0 point. As we all know by now, the Fortnite island is stuck in a loop. The whole map resets after 20 to 30 minutes. That includes people's memories. This loop makes it very easy for the Imagine Order to control everything. So in order for Midas to destroy the Imagine Order, he's going to have to stop this loop. So he comes up with this plan to create the Doomsday device. So in order to create this Doomsday device, he's going to need a base. This base has to be at the center of the map where the 0 point is located. He decides to build the agency on an island in the center of the map, and the Imagine Order, to stop Midas, sends the group Ego to stop them. Both of the organization changed the name of their group. Chapter 2 Season 2 is here. There is a war on the map between Ghost versus Shadow. The reason why the members of the Ghost and the Shadows look the same is because they are just snapshots of the original people. Because if you don't know, every time someone goes through the 0 point, a snapshot is created on the island. For example, there are so many different versions of Jonesies because Agent Jones, who is an actual person, has been through the 0 point a lot of time. And this is perfect for Midas, because since there is a war going on the map, this means this can be a distraction. The IO is going to be occupied. This gives Midas time to build the Doomsday device. That is exactly what he does. When we go inside Midas's room, we can see this device being built. He builds this device with the help of his daughter Jules. How this Doomsday device works is that it basically stops the storm from closing in, because the only way the loop can restart is if the storm fully closes in. What this device does is it basically pushes the storms out so it cannot close in, meaning in order to do this, they're going to need a perfect storm, meaning the storm has to end at the agency. That is exactly what happens during the Doomsday event. Final storm is at the agency. Midas is in his Doomsday suit. Device is working, is shooting a beam of light towards the storm, pushing it back, and it is a success. Device actually worked. Storm is pushed back, meaning there is not going to be any more loops. So everyone thought for a few seconds until this happened. Because the storm was created by the 0 point, the storm and the 0 point kind of worked together to keep this loop going over and over again. And since there is no storm, the 0 point starts to destabilize. Because of this, us, the players, start to go in and out of the loop. This is when we end up in the Imagine Order's headquarters, which is not affected by the loop, by the way. The first time we meet real Jonesy, Agent Jones. The Imagine Order, as a temporary measure, decides water from the ocean as a storm circle. That kind of works. But unfortunately, because of this, the whole map is flooded. This is the start of Chapter 2, Season 3. In the trailer, we see that after being humbled by the Imagine Order, we see Midas getting eaten by a shark. Everyone thought this was actually the end of Midas. But they are wrong. He is still alive, and is most likely he is on this Chapter 5 island, because we have seen Midas's chair in this mysterious house. Also picture of agency. Also Midas's marigold boat as well. It is believed that after he got defeated by Imagine Order, he has reunited with his brother Montague. Now that the Imagine Order has been defeated, Midas is most likely trying to recreate the Doomsday device. You can see Valerie, a member of the society, reading this book, and you can see a picture that looks like the Doomsday device. Also, it looks like Agent Jones already know that Midas is actually on the island helping Montague, because on the floor of one of the underground's base, you could find Midas's folder. And I think Montague and Midas are both trying to escape this loop by creating the Doomsday device. That is because the Doomsday device actually worked. It was the Imagine Order, specifically Agent Jones, who stepped in and stopped it all. Most likely, we are going to see a Doomsday event, part 2, taking place in Chapter 5, Season 2. Now, if you want Midas to be back, please leave a like, subscribe, and use code SMJM.